Good morning, friends. Today's phonics lesson, we're going to continue on digraphs, and I have a new one for you. So the one that we are going to do today is WH. It makes whoo. The H actually doesn't really make a sound. It sounds very similar to H by itself, but it's important that when you say this sound, you make a whoosh of air out of your mouth. So your lips go like this. Sometimes your cheeks puff up as well. So we're going to be looking for words with the W sound today. So when I was preparing for this lesson, I encountered words that were new to me that I needed to remind myself what they mean. It's always important when you learn a new word, not just to know how to say it or the sounds, but to know what it means. So I did some research and looked up what they mean. So here's one of the words we're going to learn today. Wit. W-H-I-T, wit. A wit is a small thing, a small, insignificant little bit. I might have a wit of cookie crumbs left after my mother visits. So I wrote the word small to remind me. The next word is whiff. So this is me looking at my watch and sniffing. So it's a brief scent. You might smell a few seconds of grilled onions down your street if there's a restaurant cooking. But it goes away really fast. So that's what a whiff is. A little brief smell, and then it goes away. The next word is wet. W-H-E-T. It's not the wet that makes your skin wet or your body wet if you jump in a puddle. Wet means, I drew a picture up here of somebody surprised by a pizza. He's going, yum. So what wet means is to increase your desire for food. So if you get a whiff of pizza, it might whet your appetite, your desire to eat pizza. And here is the next word. Whim, W-H-I-M. So this is a person thinking. He's changing his mind like that, really fast. So if you change your mind all of a sudden without a plan, that's called to be on a whim. I changed my mind on a whim. I didn't want to play basketball. I wanted to play baseball. So those are what those words mean. So now let's get ready to work on our WH breath sounds. So a digraph has two letters, but only one completely new sound. So instead of having w, which is what H makes, we're going to pretend the H is silent and just add more breath coming out of our mouth. So listen to the words and see if you can feel your own breath coming out when you say them after me. Whack. Look at my cheeks. Did they puff up? Witch. Whip. You see my cheeks puff? Whelp. Whim. Whippet. That's a kind of dog. When. Whir. Ooh, I really felt the air that time. Wit. Wet. Whirl. Whiz. Some of the words pushed more air out than others. And so I want to explain what some of these words mean as we repeat them. Whack. Whack is a sound, usually the sound of hitting something. You whack the baseball. Which, this is not the creepy lady on a broomstick. This is asking, which do you want, this or that? So it's spelled differently, and it actually has another digraph at the end. Can you hear what it is? Which. If you said CH, you were right. That had the ch at the end. Whip. So I have a picture of a whip that I can show you. A whip is usually used for horses to remind them where to go. So that's what a whip looks like, okay? And I have some other words I can show you on here too. Whelp, that is a sound, also a sound of landing loudly, or maybe somebody thudding kind of is that sound. Whim, whippet, so here is the picture of the whippet, which is a kind of dog, kind of looks like a greyhound. And then the next word is whirl, which is this word. So if you spin a top, another word for spin is whirl, and it's spelled with that secret silent H. And another one that was good is whir. And that is spelled W-H-I-R, whir. That is a sound. It's usually a humming sound. Maybe you have a dishwasher or a laundry machine in your house. If you listen to it when it's on, the sound it makes of spinning and humming is whir. So you might be able to say, Mom and Dad, I can't sleep. The laundry is whirring so loud. That is a way to use it. The last word I really like, whiz. Whiz means somebody who's really smart, who understands things really fast. I know there are a lot of math whizzes in my class. There are a lot of reading whizzes in my class. So that's a great word that you can use. So when I read these sentences, I want you again to touch your nose when you hear a W, a W-H word. And I also want you to repeat the words the second time so that you can practice them as well. I must get a whiff of fresh air. Sam can whirl the top and it will spin. Can I whack that rock with this stick? When will we have lunch? Which whip do you want? What shall I do when I finish this? A whippet can run fast. All right, you ready to check your work? So I'm going to touch my nose whenever I hear a W sound, and you repeat the whole sentence after me. You ready? I must get a whiff of fresh air. Sam can whirl the top and it will spin. Can I whack that rock with a stick? When will we have lunch? Which whip do you want? What shall I do when I finish this? A whippet can run fast. Lots of silly sentences, but you guys did a great job and keep on practicing. You might notice in these sentences that there are other digraphs that we've already learned. So that might be a good idea to practice those as well. We have one more later this week, and then we're going to do some review. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.